Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello? Hello? Ah, is this working now? Ah, is this working now? Nice. Okay. Cool. Or actually, maybe. How loud is it? Ah, is this working now? Nice. Okay. Cool. Or actually, maybe. How loud is it? Okay. Cool. So. Welcome back to a walkthrough of AWS's Cloud Quest game. I'm working on the Cloud Practitioner pathway at the moment. This is a game that AWS made to try and make it more fun to learn about how to use AWS. It's actually pretty good. It lacks some features to make it more, I don't know, vital that you pass and actually do well. It's sort of like a builder game sort of thing. So when you pass quests, you get to choose the shape of the city or change stuff about the city. But as you'll see, the city is ugly enough that you just don't really care. Yeah. But they had to do something. They could make it a lot better if they made it more RPG style, but it's still good. So, let's go. Little music. Okay, so you can click this little thing, this raw map thing, and you get told the pathways to go. So I've done most of the Cloud Practitioner stuff on this Cloud Isle, and you can see that they've got different islands, right? So you've got like Security Island, Recertification Island, Player Island, Machine Learning Island, Generative AI Island, I didn't even know that one existed, Serverless Island, Networking Island, Data Analytics Island. So there's really quite a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do in AWS, but unless you pay, you're stuck to the Cloud Island. And this is the next one. This is what I'm going to do. File systems in the cloud. Help the city's pet modeling agency share file data to its branches without provisioning or managing storage. Amazon EC2, Amazon Elastic File System. Okay. On completion, you'll be able to compare the different storage options available on AWS, identify the key features and benefits of Amazon Elastic File System, determine business use cases for Amazon Elastic File System, and demonstrate how to configure blah blah blah. Assignment location. Choose. So, route and go. You get these little vehicles to move around on. Oh. This has actually never happened to me before. I don't know what this is. So I guess I have to fight this robot or something. Which AWS service provides resizable compute capacity in the cloud designed to help developers with web scale computing? Well, EC2. Boom. Haha. Hi there. Thanks for coming by to help us out. This is an important time for the city's only pet modeling agency. No problem. I'm happy to help. And I love pets too. So this is the way this is set up is you're sort of like an AWS superstar. You know everything, which I don't really like because I'm not an AWS superstar. So it feels weird that the character I'm playing already knows everything. It would be more fun if my character didn't know stuff and it was more of like an RPG and you learned with the character. But yeah. Great, let me explain. In the past year, we have established 3 new company branches in the city. Do you know what? I just had an idea. AWS, if you're watching, Cloud Quest team. It should be more like you learn patterns. It should be more like you learn patterns that go away. It should be more like you learn patterns for different things in AWS, and then you can use those patterns to architect solutions. So it's almost like you have the pattern in your back pocket, but you have to refresh the pattern in order to keep the pattern. So you could learn the pattern and you've got like the pattern at 100% learnt right now, so you do know it, which means you are allowed to use it to build up these things. But if you forget the pattern, or over time you forget the pattern, you can't use it anymore. I think that would probably be quite a good way to get you to keep learning how to use it, to force you to learn how to use it, and then also make it possible for you to figure out how to fit these patterns together in a more like broader sense. Anyway. Great, let me explain. In the past year, we have established 3 new company branches in the city, and each branch has its own pet image server that connects to a local client management application. Each server stores hang on. Okay. Each server stores images of all our pet clients along with information or metadata. We use a custom application to sync the client data across all 3 branches, but it takes too much time to access the images and it's not always consistent. Okay. I see. Is the storage capacity on each branch server the same? No, and that is another problem. Our syncing solution fails sometimes because one branch server might run out of storage space. We need a solution that centralizes our image storage and scales automatically. I see. So basically their setup is that they've got 3 separate servers and they're just trying to keep the data synced across all of them. All right. Okay. Okay, one more question. Does your team update the same files and also restrict certain files with permissions? Yes, all branches access and update the same pet client files, and we have certain folders for our VIP clients that only our concierge team has access to. Thanks. Based on your answers, I would recommend Amazon Elastic File System. Amazon EFS is a serverless set and forget solution that you can use to share file data without provisioning or managing storage. Using EFS, you can create shared network drives so that your branches can access pet client photos from a central location, and you can restrict access with file level permissions. That sounds good, but what about the storage capacity? Amazon EFS provides petabyte scale storage that grows and shrinks automatically as you add and remove files. I wonder how long it would be before we go to like, what's after petabyte? Is it exabyte? Exabyte. Yeah. How long until people are saying like, we offer exabyte level storage? Nice, we want centralized storage, but what happens if Amazon EFS fails? Will we lose all of our client data? It never fails. That is quite unlikely. Amazon EFS is highly available and is designed for 99.999999999% durability. Also, by default, for file systems using standard storage classes, Every Amazon EFS object is redundantly stored across multiple availability zones. Amazon EFS is even designed to sustain concurrent device failures by quickly detecting and repairing any lost redundancy. So yeah, they do the repairing and detecting of faults for you. Availability zones, in case you don't know, is inside of like an Amazon region, say like the EU West 1 region, like the London region. I think it's the London region, it might not be, but whichever. They have different data centers spread around that region. Or you could even have a group of data centers, and one of those data centers or a group of those data centers are called availability zones, and you can add redundancy to your applications by spreading the application across those availability zones, because they're separate from each other in terms of like the power they consume, where they're located and stuff. So even if there was like an earthquake or something and one of them went down, your application would still be running on a data center physically located like 20 miles away or something. Wow, that's amazing. I think moving to Amazon EFS might work. Can you help us create an EFS file system in which all of our branches can access pet client photos from a single location? Will you help us create an EFS file system? I will. Great, I will let you get to work. Oh, thank you. So this is the learn section, and they have these videos that are not very good.
Amazon Elastic File System Overview.
Oh, I don't think they're very
Amazon
good.
EFS provides a simple, scalable, fully managed elastic network file system, or NFS, for use with AWS Cloud Services and on-premises resources. Amazon EFS manages all the file storage infrastructure for you, meaning that you can avoid the complexity of deploying, patching, and maintaining complex file system configurations. Amazon EFS supports the Network File System version 4 protocol, NFS version 4.1 and NFS version 4.0, so the applications and tools that you use today work seamlessly with Amazon EFS. Amazon EFS is highly scalable. It is built to scale on demand to petabytes without disrupting applications growing and shrinking automatically as you add and remove files. Amazon EFS is designed to provide massively parallel shared access to thousands of Amazon EC2 instances, where they can access the data in EFS at the same time. This enables your applications to achieve high levels of aggregate throughput and IOPS with consistent low latencies. Amazon EFS is a regional service that is designed to be highly available and highly durable. It stores data within and across multiple availability zones, or AZs. Amazon EC2 instances can access your file system across AZs, regions, and VPCs, while on-premises servers can access using AWS Direct Connect, or AWS VPN. Amazon EFS is well-suited to support a broad spectrum of use cases, from home directories to business-critical applications. Customers can use EFS to lift and shift existing enterprise applications to the AWS cloud. Other use cases include web serving and content management, big data analytics, application development and testing, media and entertainment workflows, database backups, and container storage. Amazon EFS is designed for Linux-based applications. For Windows applications, Amazon FSx for Windows File Server provides fully managed shared storage built on Windows Server and delivers a wide range of data access, data management, and administrative capabilities.
So basically, I think so Amazon EBS, Amazon Elastic Block Storage, is what people use for just a single server. So it's attached to a single server. Amazon Elastic File System is for sharing information across servers. I'm pretty sure it's the one below Elastic Block Storage in terms of speed. So it's faster than something like Amazon RDS. I think that's how it works. Yeah.
Amazon Elastic File System, Amazon EFS, benefits. Here are the key benefits. POSIX compliant shared file storage. Amazon EFS enables you to control access to your file systems through portable operating system interface permissions. Amazon EFS provides secure access for thousands of connections for Amazon EC2 instances.
So, what I also like to do when I do this is post terms, or like do like flashcards. So, what does POSIX stand for? Yeah, so basically, this is it seems like this is just a method for controlling like whether or not people can access stuff. Portable operating system interface permissions.
On-premises servers simultaneously using a traditional file permissions model, file locking capabilities, and hierarchical directory structure via the NFS version 4 protocol. Scalable performance. Amazon EFS is designed to provide the throughput, IOPS, and low latency needed for Linux workloads. Throughput and IOPS scale as a file system grows, and can burst to higher throughput levels for short periods of time to support the unpredictable performance needs of file workloads. For the most demanding workloads, Amazon EFS can support performance over 10 gigabytes per second and more than 500,000 IOPS.
Damn.
Dynamic elasticity. Since capacity is elastic, there is no advanced storage provisioning required. You simply create your file system and Amazon EFS dynamically provides the storage capacity you need, as you need it. Amazon EFS is a fully managed service. It manages the file storage infrastructure for you and provides a simple interface allowing you to create and configure file systems quickly. In seconds, you can create a fully managed file system by using the AWS Management Console.
Okay, sure. I mean, sort of already get that.
Amazon Elastic File System. Data transfer and backup. Moving your Amazon EFS file data can be managed simply with AWS Data Sync. AWS Data Sync is a managed data transfer service that simplifies, automates, and accelerates copying data between NFS file shares, EFS file systems, S3 buckets, and on-premises storage. AWS Data Sync can transfer your file data and also file system metadata, such as ownership, timestamps, and access.
So I guess some of this stuff is basically if you don't have data in a relational database or in like a DynamoDB database or something, and you want to access it really fast, use Amazon Elastic File System. In fact, I'm just going to look that up. Highest levels of durability and availability. Managed RDBMS database service. So if you don't know this already, blah, 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 EFS is entirely a different product. It is a hosted NFS network file system, which I've always associated with the Unix project file server software for distributed files. Okay, so it's like Dropbox. S3 is kind of like Dropbox, though. Let's see. EFS versus S3. High performance per instance block storage. Yeah. For multiple EC2, S3. For complex queries and archive data. Okay. So I guess this looks like it's saying that EFS is only accessible via EC2 and S3 is more accessible. Surely differences in when to use. Glacier, yeah. Generally available EBS, S3 is not a file system. Right, okay. I guess that's another big difference. You can't have permissions on your files. So it looks like a difference is EFS, because it's a network file system, you can put permissions on the files, and that's necessary because the lady said that there's like a concierge team who have access to the VIP clients and only they have access. I guess if she hadn't said only VIP clients, we would have been looking at S3. Okay. kind of EFS. Kind of want to know like the input output. How fast are they comparatively? This is limiting and expensive. Use it only when you have no choice and need shared block storage. Okay. So EFS is more expensive, but this is 4 years, 5 years out of date. So, So this answer both outperform Amazon S3 in terms of input output per second. Okay, but I guess for most things it probably doesn't matter. So when you do the video concepts and that's all done, you can then step through these diagram steps, and I find this part actually is the most useful part. The solution uses 3 web servers distributed across separate availability zones. Web servers need to share the same unstructured data. The data consists of PHP files, config files, plugins, and images. EFS mount target. Amazon Elastic File System is used here as a shared file system. Amazon EFS can be used to share file data without provisioning or managing servers. Okay. Amazon EFS automatically grows and shrinks as files are added and removed, so capacity doesn't need to be managed. Cool. Servers access shared data in Amazon EFS by using mount targets in each availability zone. So I've not seen this before, so presumably this is a thing you create and you put in an availability zone, and these connect to this, and then the web server connects to the mount. Applications on each server view each mounted file system as a local path similar to mount EFS. Okay. Want to launch and configure an Amazon EFS file system, mount the file system to an Amazon EC2 instance, connect a second EC2 instance to the same file system. Okay. Connect a second EC2 instance to the same file system, share files between the 2 EC2 instances. So the way this works is this practice lab goal, they sort of step-by-step guide you how to do that. But it's more fun if you set a timer and try and do it without them telling you what to do. Because otherwise it's really quite boring. Like, it's mind-numbingly boring, which is what I meant by it needs to be more vital. And then the third one is mount an EFS endpoint to a third EC2 instance, test that the files are accessible from the EC2 instance. Okay. Cool. Let's go. So the way this works is, okay, so this loaded quite quickly, but basically you get a AWS console to use, and you get AWS Labs user, and that tells you that This is not your actual AWS account, because you don't want to do it on your own AWS account, because if you do and it costs money, then you'll be paying for that. Okay. Any lab files? No. Good. Makes life easier. Yeah. So, 1 of 43 steps. How long do we think this is going to take? Stop. Reset. No. So, sometimes it's good to say maybe 1 minute per step. The steps are they can be very granular. So it's almost like click this button, do that. So it's almost, even though something could be obvious to you, they might take 3 steps to do it anyway, because the screen has changed slightly. So I'm going to go with 30 minutes to do this. It's just more fun this way, because it means that there's actually a time pressure to get this done. And yeah, all right, let's go. Wait, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, try and then see how much I can get done without the steps telling me to. Right. In the top navigation bar, type EC2. Three instances running, probably going to get me to click on one of them, probably the web server one. Yeah, whatever. To recommend setting. Where do we think it's going to be? Is there going to be something here? Load balancing, network and security, elastic blocks, store instances. Okay, there's no EFS there. Storage. Place root volume. Maybe they just want me to pull the instance ID. Let's try that. I'll get the instance ID and the public IPv4 address. Let's see what it said. In the search results, click EC2. What's this? Amazon Elastic File System. Yep, did that. Yeah, different availability zones. Cool. I've never heard of this protocol before, so I'm going to make a card for it. What is the NFS v4 protocol? Okay, so it's this. This is a distributed file system protocol developed by Sun Microsystems in 1984. basically, it's a protocol for building file systems that are distributed across multiple different computers, machines, servers, etc. Nothing more needs to be said there. Cool. So I just pick one of them and then it wants me to go to security groups. Scroll down to network and security, security groups. Probably the web server one. We should create another one, do you? Pet models dash EFS dash S dash 1 dash SG. Okay. Why did it insist on doing this? There we go. Restrict access to web servers only. For the BPC, choose the pet models one. To a single VPC. So a VPC is a virtual private cloud, and the idea behind this is the idea behind this is you can create or you have your own fake cloud, sort of, or a virtual cloud, in the same sense as if you had the physical hardware and it was just in your bedroom, say, or in your kitchen or in your living room, and then you networked it to your router, you would call that a cloud, that collection of servers, and you could go from your home computer through your own network and onto that cloud. A virtual private cloud is similar to that, so it's similar to the private cloud that you would have in your living room, except it's on someone else's hardware. It's on like Amazon's hardware, and it's virtual because you don't actually have physical hardware in their data center. Your cloud is spread across lots of different hardware, and it's virtual because that hardware doesn't necessarily belong to you, but logically there is software running across all of the hardware that says that you own particular bits of it at any particular time. And so it is private because people can't access it because of logical blockers, but it's not a physical blocker, so it's virtual. Okay. Well, that's interesting. To configure the new rule for type, choose NFS. Oh, right. Okay. Cool. Under source, click the search field and choose probably that one. Yeah, so this part here, this concept is quite useful. When you set up rules for your security groups, you can say that traffic from another security group is allowed, and that means that you could technically set up another EC2 server, and rather than look for its literal port range and then say, oh yeah, I want to allow traffic from this particular IP address to come through to this port, you can instead say, I don't mind traffic coming in through this port through any resource that is attached to this security group. And so then you can just add the security group to your EC2 instance, and it just simplifies the whole process rather than having to figure out what the IP address is every time. Ooh, 10 minutes we've already done. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, click create security group. Okay. Go to the next step. Yeah, okay. Well. Review the pet name. The top navigation bar, search EFS. Probably create file system. Name my EF, or maybe it would be pet models dash EFS. Put it on that cloud. Let's see. Oh, so close. Choose the pet models, VPC, click customize. Okay, what was it on customize? Okay, I'll probably just delete this then. Delete. Oh, whatever, I'll just create another one. One, this one, customize. Under automatic backups, clear the checkbox. Under lifecycle management, for transition into infrequent access, choose none. Okay. Transition into archive, choose none. Okay, so they want you to do that because apparently it reduces costs. Bursting. Fine. To remove the subnet. Under mount targets for AWS East 1C, click remove. Click next. There, okay. So I guess this just automatically sets up the mount targets for you. And I guess that's what the one I created quickly, doing it the way I thought it should be done. That's what that did as well. So that's probably why it can't be deleted. For AZ, US East 1B, click remove. Fine. To remove the security group. Go to the next step. So I guess they've made us done that because oh right, they want us to choose that one. Okay. So the mount target has a security group attached to it, and I guess they're saying that's what allows you to control where traffic is allowed to come from. In the file system policy step, click next. Okay, so they want no policies. In the review and create step, scroll down to the bottom of the page, click create. Success alert, review the message in the file system. Sure. So if we click this now, I can attach it using the EFS mount helper, using the NFS client. Mount via IP. In the pop-up box under the EFS mount helper, click the copy icon to copy the mount command and then paste it in your text editor. You will use this command in later steps. Right. Click close, go to the next step. 14 minutes left. Okay, so it looks like you can basically just download this Amazon EFS utils thing, and if you are using an Amazon machine image that's Amazon Linux, then you can just download this and you can easily mount stuff using this command. And the Amazon EFS client includes a mount helper and tooling that helps you perform encryption of data in transit for Amazon EFS file systems. Okay. Search EC2. Here we go. Let's go to the one that's 1A. Probably going to want us to connect, and they always make me do it via the session manager. So let's see if this command works. Sudo mount -t. It's a bit slow. EFS -o TLS FS 06 AEF 2315A 712 CCF1 EFS. Mount point does not exist. Ooh. Okay. Go to the next step. Choose the checkbox. Observer 1. Is this Observer 1? Yeah, it is. Yep. Sudo -i. Okay, fine. So maybe now this will work. Irritatingly. Won't let you do it. Sudo yum install. Sudo yum install. So I've now got my stuff. Will this work now? It won't. So I've got the Amazon EFS utils client thing. Review the packages installed from the yum command. S-tunnel, Amazon EFS, S-tunnel, okay. Under 10 minutes left. In this step, you use Linux commands to create a data directory and then mount the newly created Amazon EFS file system to that directory. You create a log file and append information to it. The log file and its contents will be visible from other instances that have the same file system mounted. Fine. The terminal, paste the sudo mount command. Okay, this is quite a long part, but it looks like check the specified DNS name. Failed to resolve. Have I got that wrong? FS-06 AE F2315A 712. Aha. Aha. Now it's working. Cool. So then what did it say? CD data. And then it wants me to create a sudo bash -c cat efs-1 setup.log. So I guess this is this double raro right arrow command, I think, puts input into things. So it's just going to put input into a file like that. I don't know what the sudo bash c is for. Tell you what, in case... Oh, actually, no. That won't work, will it? Excuse command, the main difference would be... So I guess that's the... I guess -c means command. Let's write this down. So sudo part of the command switches you to a super user. The bash part runs bash, and the -c tells bash to run the command in quotes following the -c flag or -c. Oh my god, this is so irritating. Control C, yeah. So I guess this command was actually saying put information in here, and then what I've written there, EFS-1, is what's going to be in there. So I'm going to run cd data. Mine data. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so it wants me to mount more things. Is there a way to access points, network, manage, add a mount target? Yeah. And then maybe this one. No, actually, no, it doesn't want me to do that, does it? That's for the DIY. Damn. See what it says. Click the network tab, click manage. Yeah. Under availability zone, review to ensure USB. I got the right subnet. Choose the subnet 2. Which one did I choose? Subnet 3, that would be. Okay. You can create a mount targets for a file system by using the AWS Management Console, AWS CLI, or blah, blah, blah. So this is basically telling you don't have to do this via the console. You can do everything by the command line interface. So a similar sort of interface to this, except on your own machine. Or you can do it via the software development kits that AWS provides. which is, yeah, they're probably quite useful. I don't think I'm going to make it, guys. I've got 1 minute left. Not sure I can speed run this last bit. I did choose that security group though. It's not authorized. You can safely ignore it, yeah. Well, I did get that. Cancel. Network. Okay, so they're both available. Each mount target installs an elastic network interface into the chosen subnet. An ENI is a logical networking component in a VPC that represents a virtual network card. Okay. I'm going to write a card for that one. The alarm hasn't gone off. But I have failed. That's okay though. For elastic network interface. It's a virtual logical networking card that has an IP address automatically assigned to it by a VPC virtual private cloud. This allows you to route traffic around in the cloud. Maybe. Top navigation bar. So are they going to want me to... You can mount the file system on instances in the specified subnet. All right, let's say I'll give myself 3 minutes to mount the file system again. Okay. So we've got to go to EC2, instances running. Choose web server 2. Yeah, B. Launch instances. Oh, no. Connect session manager. Connect sudo-i. Do you know what? I don't actually know what that is either, so I'm going to look that up. Sudo-s runs a shell with the root privileges. Sudo-i does this as well, but also acquires the root user's environment. Okay, what does sudo-i do? It starts a shell with root user privileges, but also acquires the environment of the root user. Basically, gets all of the root users, environment variables, etc., as well as giving root privileges. Probably. Okay. So I'm going to do sudo yum install -y Amazon -efs -utils. Nice. Oh no. Make the data sudo mount dash t efs dash o tls fs dash 06 f2315a 712 ccf1 data. Nice. Do the same command again. I'm going to cat in efs1 setup.log. Oh, I don't know. Is it going to be called the same? No! I failed again. God damn it. Okay, so it is going to be called the same. EFS1 setup log, and then I'm going to say EFS1 mounted in site B. Cool. Ah. That's interesting. So I've got both of them. Cool. I wonder how that works. Or is that just because that is just how it works? You can use Amazon EC2 user data to bootstrap file systems to new instances when they launch. Okay, whatever. I guess it just means add them on when you start up. Okay. Didn't complete it really in the amount of time allotted, but not bad. So let's do the do-it-yourself. Timer. Surely I can do this in 3 minutes 30 seconds, I think. What does it mean, test that the files are accessible? Test that the files are accessible from the EC2 instance. What files? Okay. I'm going to start. Let's go. So first I need to go to EFS. I need to go on U. I need to go to network, manage, add a mount target. Yeah. VPC3, pet models, security group, save. Oh, shit. That's going to take a bit of time to run now, isn't it? Okay, it doesn't matter. EC2. Instances, pet models, web server 3. Connect, session manager. Sudo -I to get in the environment of the root user. Sudo yum install -y Amazon EFS utils. sudo mount -t, don't know what that means, -o tls. I mean, does that -o mean over transfer layer security or something like that? Isn't TLS a security thing? My knowledge knows no bounds. Check that your file system ID is correct. Make the data. Let's try that again. Ooh. Sudo mount efstls fs-06ae f2315a 712ccf1 data. Okay, so it's probably that this hasn't loaded yet. Okay, so it's available now. So please install protocol first. Let's try again. So it's already got it. Failed. God, I failed every single one on this one. Why didn't it work? EC2 instance. So they said, add one of them, add that security group, save when it's available. East C. That's the only one. Choose security groups. Pet models. Save. It says it's available. Mount target already exists. So the mount target exists. But this is saying ask ChatGPT. Did I take off? What security group does this have? Yeah. So that one's fine. So did I have it wrong before? No, it's the same. Maybe it just took a bit of time for the network or something. I don't know. Anyway, failed. That should still have worked though. So if I cd into data and then I list and then I cat the FS1 setup log, it's got that information in it, so I can do the same thing. Sudo bash c cat efs1 dash setup.log efs1 mounted in site C. Okay, that should be it, I think. So now if I just do the same thing again, cat EFS1 setup log. Nice. Now I just need the name of my DNS name, is it? DIY next. DIY file system ID. DNS name. I guess this is the ID. Validate. Get in. Nice. Turn the sound on. Time to collect my rewards. This is excellent work. This is excellent work. All of our branches can access the client photos from one location, and we don't need 3 separate servers anymore. Now you can choose your reward. So, for whatever reason, the architecture they like is just this really grim architecture, which I don't like. What's this? Is that a dog? Or a duck? Oh my god, they're all terrible. This one, I suppose. Yes! Level up, come on. I quite like that one, that was good. 4 points. Cool. So this was the Amazon EFS one, and the next one is auto healing and scaling applications. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. But I'll leave it here for now. and I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.